here we are again to tackle this week's soul lesson. So every week comes with a new lesson, and for those who are new, again, this soul lesson and soul purpose is written by Sonia Chakwet, and we are dealing with the part two. And today's soul lesson is number 16, which says about tempering your ego. So before going to the soul lesson, as usual, let us all connect to the source by meditating. So I request every one of you to please clasp your hands, fingers into fingers, cross your legs, sit comfortably, and observe your natural, normal breath. Notice the thoughts. Don't resist the thoughts. Just bring back your attention to the breath. With each inhalation, notice how you relax. Be with your breath, friends. By observing the breath, you are connecting to your higher self, beyond your ego, beyond the body. Stay with your breath. Last 10 minutes, stay in this amazing, wonderful oneness. Maintain your balance by connecting to your core. Follow your breath. Last 2 minutes. Remind yourself that you are a divine, immortal being. You have learned that you are a co creator, and every creation begins with your thought. And the best way to create is to be in the present by living in the moment. Every time you meditate, the divine energy flows through you and connects you to the higher self. Last 1 minute. Bring back your attention to the surroundings and your body. Notice how relaxed you are. Notice how peaceful you are. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly place your hands on your eyes, taking in all this wonderful energy. And then you may open your eyes whenever you are ready. And for those who wants to continue, please go ahead. So thank you so much, friends, for the wonderful, wonderful meditation today. And today we will work with the part 2, which is actually meant to be like working with divine law and also connecting to your higher self. And the lesson name is to temper your ego. So the guides through Sonia, they continue. Temper your ego and laugh at its demands. Surrender all sense of self-absorbed importance to God and focus exclusively on living in your divine spirit. This will offer you permanent freedom from insecurity and a release from personal bondage. This does not mean ridding yourself of your ego altogether, for it is not necessary to kill or suppress it. Your Creator gave it to you to help advance your soul's evolutionary course, and like a small personal companion, when balanced, It keeps you enthusiastic, motivated, and creative in expressing your spirit. Just recognize the ego for what it is, a tool to work with, and teach it to serve you properly rather than allowing it to block or override your higher self so as to so often tries to do. Keep it under control and do not let it intimidate you with its ridiculous demands and false perceptions. Treat this part of yourself like a beloved pet that you have inherited. It is an undisciplined animal and can tear things up if given free rein, but with training and direction, and of course, love and affection, it can be tempered and taught to act in the best interests of your soul. Let your ego know that your higher self is in charge and remind it daily that its assignment is to cherish and help your spirit, not the other way around. Tempering the ego is a constant challenge because you want to feel good about what you do and you love praise and recognition for a job well done. In fact, you relish compliments no matter what you do. This is really not the problem. The trouble arises when you believe that you need such kudos to establish your worth, and worse, when you feel that you lose your value when you do not get positive strokes. When you allow the opinion of others to define you, you give your power away and therefore set yourself up for failure and even slavery. It is important to receive constructive feedback and even criticism if it is intended to strengthen your abilities. However, other people's views do not determine your merit. To believe otherwise is a grave error in judgment. So, here our other focuses mainly, or actually, the guides tell us mainly to use the ego as a tool, but not to identify with it. And whenever we feel in doubt, always come back to your higher self. So, as usual, our author gives some of the examples from her own life, and especially with her clients. So, here our author starts her story. I have a client who is very ambitious about selling real estate and has made quite a nice living at it, as well as a name for herself. But rather than kick back and enjoy her wonderful profession, her ego never lets her rest. She starts her morning at 7 a.m. and works until midnight, 7 days a week. The minute she hears about another realtor doing well, she takes it as a personal challenge and immediately sets about seducing his or her clients. This woman is married but can't take a moment to relax with her husband for fear that she will lose control of her business. Her ego is more addicted to being number one than to being happy. Every 6 months or so, she shows up at my office, richer every time, but also exhausted, anxious, and isolated. She's let her hubris run amok, and it's ruining her life. An untrained and unrestrained ego can do that. She has lost touch with her spirit and is now paranoid that everything she has built up will be taken from her. I have tried to help her reconnect with her higher self, but she is under the spell of her pride. Eventually, her system will crash and she will return to her true self. So, this is the story of the client, and the guides again come back with a message. Allowing the ego to run your life will destroy you. It will never be satisfied, secure, or content. It does not matter what you accomplish, for it diminishes all your successes, and you immediately feel as though you are not good enough. To tame your ego, remember that you are created and loved by God and perfect in the eyes of the divine. Unless you are centered in your true identity as spirit, the wily part of your personality manipulates you endlessly. One of your greatest soul tests is to ignore it when when it attempts to make you doubt yourself. When it tries to run you and becomes disconnected from your source, say stop and then ask your higher self to take over. Now you can apply the lesson. So here again, the guides will show you the four parts of being a student, apprentice, journeyman, and master. If you are too insecure to laugh at anything, feel bound to other people's opinions, and fear that they do not like you, obsess and suffer over criticism, cannot accept compliments, judge yourself only by appearance, such as by your weight, height, skin, or hair, then you are a student. If you get stung by others' negative comments, but do eventually recover, know when you are seeking approval and stop yourself. Care what other people say about you, but do not solicit their input or occasionally tell stories that poke fun at yourself. Then you are an apprentice. If you feel good about yourself, regardless of what you do, take criticism with a grain of salt and are able to chuckle at your mistakes and move on quickly, are gentle and loving yourself and appreciative of your spirit, then you are a journeyman. If you love your personality but do not take it seriously, laugh, easy, laugh easily at everything, do not berate or attack anyone, since you know that they are as divine as you, or realize that life is a work in progress and enjoy how willing your ego is to get in the game and give it your best, then you are well on your way to mastering this lesson. So these are the four stages, friends. And finally, our author gives us some tips if we recognize in one of these four stages. If you are a student, look on the bright side of things and begin to take yourself less seriously. Refrain from criticizing others because what goes around comes around. Focus on what is important and ignore petty and trite comments and emotions. If you are an apprentice, forgive and forget negative feedback and slides from the past. Seek out comedy shows, movies, television, and books to help you remember to have a sense of humor about life. List your favorite talents, traits, qualities, and accomplishments and admire the spirit behind your successes. If you are a journeyman, when receiving criticism, accept what is accurate gratefully and without feeling defensive. Let the rest of the comments go. Give yourself and others positive feedback and frequent appreciation. If you are a master, enjoy your incredible, gorgeous spirit and let it shine. Take nothing personally and remember that on some level we're all confused and all learning. Be kind to yourself and others. Laugh, laugh, and laugh some more. Your soul's lesson: treat your ego as a beloved pet. Your soul's purpose: to laugh your way through life. So that's the end of the today's lesson, friends. Temper your ego. And finally, the guides say that take everything easy and laugh more often and use your ego as a beloved pet, which means temper it, love it, and use it as a wise tool. So, thank you so much for this amazing chance to share with you all. And I would love to listen from you all. What did you feel today and what did you like? Thank you so much. You may unmute yourself. Hi, Master Ram.
So, and Master Sashank, that was wonderful So listen, you know, even the example of that lady who was behind chasing the success or chasing, in a way, satisfying the ego rather than chasing the happiness. So many times we are not aware of what we are chasing, and it's nice story to keep on reminding us, realign our, how do you say, our actions, and at the same time to take things easy and to have fun in life. So in the end, we all are here only to have a happy time, a happy life, a happy journey. And everything else that we experience are part of that target of finding that joy, right? So sometimes, it's fine to fall trap of, where we run and we chase, but it is also important to realize as soon as possible to break and to look deeper inside oneself. And this soul lesson is so perfectly, let's say, shared. So beautiful. Thank you, Shashank. I remember, when I was in Egypt, I had a similar situation. I was kind of, let's say, me and Madhu, we started having these meditation sessions, and suddenly came up an opportunity that said, okay, now, there is this opportunity in US. You can go there. You have a nice career path. You have a lot of other things coming up. Then probably that was one of my toughest decisions that I had to take. And at the same time, just I get this call for this opportunity. And at the same time, I had a call from one of my friends who started to share about his career path. And then I was like, wow, it sounds like what he says has a very clear plan. And what am I doing here? No plan at all. Uh, just doing things that come way. So I was like, oh, so at the same time, I got this opportunity. But then, thanks to, the way we can relax and contemplate upon things, I could realize that, well, I have to choose happiness. I have to choose things that truly satisfy me from inside. So I could take the right call. Then I did not go to this opportunity with lot of perks, lot of career path, but I do know now deeply that I really took the right call. So many times we need to have this break. It is fine, sometimes we end up running because everyone is running. It's like when you're in a crowded public transportation and you're just part of that crowd that goes out and comes in. But when we come down, it is time to contemplate upon. And just before we take the next metro, we have to take the right call, because we are all here to basically enjoy life. And many times we have a chance to choose, and many times we end up choosing right things and sometimes not. So at least sometimes we always get an opportunity again and again to choose the right things. So this is a good reminder for many of us, good reminder for sometimes everyone. Yes, we can contemplate upon and take right calls many times. Thank you, Shishan.
Oh, thank you so much, Ram. Thanks that you are here. You built an amazing family here. So that decision led to bring this group together. And yeah, thanks a lot for the example of the train. Something to ponder upon. Thanks a lot. So next, Dr. Anita ji.
Hello, sir. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Master Ji, for a knowledgeful and soul lesson about ego. Wonderful and very relaxing medication. Amazing. I was feeling that I am at a beach view and observing water come and waves of water comes and goes. Amazing. Sir, I want to share some words, few words regarding ego, because ego is a huge term which destroy each and everything. So ego is nothing but is our conscious mind, the part of our identity that we consider as self. By using ego, we make superiority complex. It make us less positive. By using ego stop us from growing. Ego make you irrational. Ego makes us greedy, critical, blocks our love from coming into our life, pushes people away from your life. Always we think that we are right, we are superior, no one is like me. And the end result of the ego, everything will go away. You will become alone. So we have to overcome our ego by doing some techniques like meditation, stop being offended, and let go the need to win. Especially these some tips I am using to let go the need to win, let go the need to be right, let go the need to be superior, let go of the need to have more and more. Let go of identifying yourself by your achievements. Let go of your reputation. Forget all these things and just do meditation and be with your breath and identify your own identity, identify your soul, identify your peace of mind that is superior from each and everything. Money, reputation, and achievement, these are nothing, these are physical things. But the inner peace, peace of mind is everything. By peace of mind, you can give your 100%. So, breath, be with your breath and do meditation. That one sentence is everything. Thank you, Sergi. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, madam. It's amazing how you put together everything. Yeah, these are all the statements we should remind ourselves continuously. Thank you so much for sharing with all of us. So, hi, Madhviji. You are unmuted. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, hi.
Yeah,
Thank you so
unmuted.
much. Now I've unmuted. Thank you so much for the session, actually. Yes, it
Thank you
was
for joining us.
yeah, wonderful session again. And the soul journeys, like my soul is really journeying, that this kind of a feeling I have whenever you talk about the souls and the journeys and the apprentice, masters, and so on. Then I thought that ego, this is a really a very good subject, actually, ego. If somebody has the ego, like I can see or I can feel, how can we really not to communicate or tell them, but how can we say to them that your ego is hurting? If I feel, for example, like for example, in my house, my brother is there, my elder brother. He's very strong and he's very headstrong, I would say. And he's always want to be superior. And I can feel that. It's okay for me because he's my brother and always like a pet. And I always say, yeah, nah, always. But sometimes I say that it's okay to let go because he's not coming out of my mom's situation and his ego is hurting a lot. You cannot tell that it's okay. Mom is gone. She was like a kid for me. It's okay. So he's like, I don't know, like his ego is hurting so much when we talk about the conversation. Our topic is all about our mom only at the moment, every time. And how can I help him? Or how can I say, or how can I communicate to my brother saying that your ego is hurting, it's okay. Or make your ego not to come out, or to, I don't know, you can help me out like in this situation.
Oh.
I see
Right.
that it's so much of ego on him that he's so superior, and he says that you cannot say that something mom is, he's not able to accept anything. He's not coming out of my aunt's room, and he's not coming. I agree everything. You cannot tell me, you cannot teach me. He says like that, like, to forget or to like, I don't know how to communicate him.
I'm not sure. Quite a challenging subject.
Yes,
I think
exactly.
in every family or everyone will encounter any person, right? Like with that kind of attitude, let's say. But
And
it really
here
depends from situation to situation.
exactly, and here this ego is really good. It's okay. I'm accepting his ego. It's fine. But how can I really communicate and convince him, or to say that not to have the ego, or not to have that superiority of keeping his thoughts and his experiences and everything about him now. So that's really a challenge for me too. So you
Yeah.
have to help me with this one. All masters here, whoever can really help me to come or to face this situation, what is going on, I'd be very appreciated.
Maybe our Beam family has some answer. I see Mridulaji.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm outside. Yeah. So two things. I was listening to Ram and I was listening to Madhavi. So the story I was listening to this morning came to my mind, and it kind of rings true to my life. And I'm not sure how, everybody has their own way of receiving things. So it was a story it was a video I'll share on the group too, about this person going to this Buddhist monk, asking him, I have these problems. I can't get my workplace to do what I want them to do. I can't get my family to do what I want them to do. I can't get, just to be happy. I can't, nothing is happening. Nothing is working for me. So he says, I have these, I don't know, 20, 30 camels. I need you to watch them for the night. And if you can come back in the morning and we'll talk about it. And he says, all you need to do is make the camels sit and sleep for the night. I mean, it's an easy task, right? So in the night, he tries his best. And in the morning, he comes back to the monk and he says, what happened? And he says, well, I didn't sleep all night. So he said, tell me what happened. He said, well, some of the camels sat by themselves. Some of the camels, I was able to make them sit. Some of the camels, no matter what I did, I couldn't make them sit. So the monk told him, with time in your life, with all the issues that we may have or problems, the story it's that in life, some of the problems resolve on their own. Some of the problems we can make them resolve, and some over time, like some of the camels, they didn't listen at the time, but over the course of the night, they needed to sleep. So they did it on their own. So it's really good to kind of not be hard on ourselves, because some of the problems, even in my workplace, I don't answer the emails sometimes because I don't have an answer that moment. But over the course of the next 2 days, it resolves itself. And some of the problems I'm able to resolve by sending a few more emails. And some take their own time because we have our own plan and purpose, that no matter what we do, our plan goes a certain way, And that way presents itself also over time. So I just wanted to share that when I was hearing Ram, because I was sharing with Madhu too how I came to Dallas. It wasn't even in my plan. Dallas wasn't even in my consciousness. And here I am, and I moved in a matter of 2 months, which is, as a physician, it's hard. The credentialing itself takes 6 months. So that, you know what I mean? So some just happen because our soul is supposed to go there. And I think we have to strongly listen to our intuition. Our ego always tells us something different, but there we have this inner sense, our soul speaking to us. And it's really, really hard to listen to that, even if we know what's the right thing to do. Because we have fear, we have, stress, we have emotion. But that's why we have the meditation, to go into our inner soul and find the strength to do what our intuition and our soul is telling us to do. So I just wanted to share that, because when I heard Ram say that he had the chance to come here, but he's there in Germany, and you said that because of that, he, you got to meet him and other people there in Germany. But you know what? Because of that journey of his, I got to meet him too, even though I'm here in the United States. You see that? That was, so there is a plan for us. So we should just kind of take a deep breath and see where it takes us. That was my take on all of that. Your story, Sashank.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rudlaji. I got the answer from your story as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, Shashank, at least I got my answer for my brother.
I got the answer too. Amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mritulaji.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Madhaviji. Yeah, for also sharing your experience. We learn a lot from each other. Yeah. Then we're all connected. Perfect.
Yes, really. I am really so thankful that I could get the group energies and then the great masters to heal myself. And I can see the things so clear now. Yeah. And also able to understand the other persons also now. I can understand my brother, but I want to help him. But like Pradulaji said just now, I have to give some time, maybe space. Yeah. Yeah, it will
Yeah.
solve themselves. Yeah. Like the camels. I cannot make them all the camels to sit all the night. But yeah, thank you so
It's the
much,
same with
Pradulaji.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
For example, in my family, I want to sometimes help my sister, but everyone has. I realized finally that everyone has their own path, and you cannot influence other person. I mean, you can tell once, but after that, it's. I think, yeah, it's a lesson for me to accept. Yeah, this lesson.
Yes,
Thank
because
you.
they're going more deeper pain, I would see. I can see, and because they are living in the same house, and I cannot help them anyway. So that was the only thing. I'm just trying myself, but it takes time. But yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, thank you, masters. Anyone else would like to share your wisdom? So, when not, I'm very grateful again for all of you, and over to Master Ram.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Shashank.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. Every week we have these, let's say, these chapters of soul lessons. It's like every week there is a layer of, ourselves coming out, and we get to learn a different dimension through these soul lessons. So very beautiful. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so
And
much.
yes, thank you. Thanks to each and everyone who are participating, who are, let's say, silently listening and even adding their energy to this, because there are no silent people, there is always an energy that is working. So everyone who is here truly are adding to this wonderful wisdom sharing. So thanks. And everyone who are also sharing things. So thank you. Thanks a lot. So with this, masters, we will end today's session and we connect back tomorrow morning for breath and meditation session, a topic sharing and then meditation at 6 o'clock Germany time. And then tomorrow evening at 6 p.m., we have Master Nilima, another wonderful master with wonderful wisdom that we are hearing since few weeks on the topic of Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Miss. So do not miss that too. So till we meet back again, I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful time. Namaste.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shashank. Thank you, Ram.
Thank you.
Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you.